Homeboys and homegirls. I wanted to talk to you a bit about why you shouldn't get pissed off when your friends and family don't support your business ventures or blog or whatever. Oops, left my phone on. Apologies if the light is changing. I'm just really not in the mood to go digging under my bed at the moment and get the light out, so just deal with it. What I've seen online recently, quite a lot, is loads of people bitching about how their friends and family aren't supporting their business or their business idea or reading their blog or whatever it is. And I'm just like, seriously, are you that bothered about your friends and family? And I know, okay, so on the surface of it, you're like, of course they should be supporting me and they'll go and buy a Beyonce album, but they won't like support my album or blah, blah, blah. And I do get it because I used to be exactly the same. So when I used to make music, when I had a single out, I would always be like, my single's out, if you're a friend of mine, you better be going to buy it. But then when I got older and I understood marketing, you know, why people buy stuff or support stuff, it doesn't matter who you are. Their wife, sister, their mother, their daughter, like, people aren't going to support you if they're not into what you're doing. Of course they support you, but why would you expect them to go and spend money on something if it's just not in their interest? Like, if it's a type of music they don't listen to, if you're writing a blog about stuff that they're just not interested in, why would you expect them to go and buy it? They wouldn't do it normally. And the fact that you're, you know, a friend or a family member is not enough. I'm sorry, it's 2016. People are incredibly busy. There's lots of things to spend money on. Your attention is constantly being pulled at from loads of different directions. Think about whether the product that you're actually giving them is actually of any use to them. Even if they're your friend or family member, it's not enough. They're not going to buy it or even show support unless you make it matter to them. The way you make it matter to them is not by saying,
I'm your friend or family member, you should be supporting me.
You should be, firstly, going after people that are your target audience and are actually the kind of people, strangers, that would like your product or service for the reason that it's useful to them and they need it in their lives. Not just because they know you and so therefore they need to support you. That's absolute. And if you spend your time worrying about whether your friend and family are supporting you or that, oh, they're not reading my blog, this, that or the other, all that's doing to you is giving you a false reading of how many people actually like what you're doing, whether you have a product or service that can actually exist in the marketplace. You could spend years of your life putting something together and on launch, oh yeah, you managed to get all your friends and family to buy it, but not one single person outside of your friends and family buy it, well, then you don't have a marketable product. The fact that all those people have come and supported you is just completely giving you a false illusion of what you're doing. Get over the fact that they're not supporting you, because they're not going to support you unless it's something they want and need in their lives. You have to make it relevant to them. Just in the same way that you would tailor your marketing message to go out to people you don't know, and you would make it like super useful, super valuable, sell yourself or your product or your service as if they don't know you, and then they come and support you. That's exactly the same process you would need to go through for your friends and family. Just by nature, it's unlikely that many of them are going to be your target audience. And if they are, and they're not supporting you, then maybe you haven't done a good enough job of selling it to them or making it make sense to them. Like, people only buy into stuff, services, products, people, if you make it worth it for them. Like, what's in it for them, basically. And just saying you've got to support me, as I've said about 500 times, is not enough. Secondly, just don't worry about it, because you need to get a real reading of whether the marketplace actually wants what you're putting out there. And if your friends and family are in the mix just supporting you because you're their friends or family, that's not a business. You're never going to be able to run a business based off that, because that only has a time period of, like, you know, when you first launch it, okay, maybe they might support you, it might help you get the ball rolling a little bit, but that's not something you can take to the bank. That's not a proper business. That's just like vanity metrics, like people giving you air and filling your head with air when it's not actually testing your product or service. I had to learn this the hard way. For years and years I pushed people, come and buy my stuff, come and buy my stuff. I can't believe these people aren't supporting me. All that does is put out negativity, and all you need to be focused on is, who are my target audience and how do I make my product relevant to their life? And that's all you need to know.